Please welcome Torsten Liebig from Derivo and Timo Goebel of Codeatelier. Welcome to the innovation stage. It's great to have both of you here, and it's always fun to check back in with our Coden family and see what's going on with your company, in your lives, in your investments. I want to give both of you a chance to briefly explain what it is you do. For anyone who wasn't here the last couple of years, you missed these guys. Timo, why don't you start?
Of course. So just let me put some stuff out. So, hi, who's still here? My name is Timo, and I lead the Homey project at Codeatelier. We contended at the Code-N in 2013, and I'd like to show you our modular smart home hub, Homey. It looks like this. So, in 2012, 2013, we looked at the smart home market, and we saw a lot of different wireless standards, a lot of proprietary systems, and we thought the Internet of Things is such a great idea, but those devices, they can't talk to each other. The idea of the Internet of Things is devices talk to each other, they do intelligent stuff, but why can't they do it? Because they speak different languages, basically. So we thought about Homey. Homey is our smart home hub. You have this base station, which you put into your home. You connect it to your home Wi-Fi, and super easily set it up with your app. And then we thought of Lego. We thought, what if each wireless standard has its own cube? So if you put, for example, this cube on your Homey, you can connect all your Z-Wave devices. Z-Wave is a wireless standard with a lot of devices, plugs, lamps, roller shutters. We have the orange cube. It's the Zigbee cube. You know Zigbee maybe from Philips Hue lamps, which you can connect. And now there comes the Homey magic. If you put these cubes together, now they can speak to each other. Now I can say, my Z-Wave motion sensor detects a motion, and it tells Homey to turn on the Zigbee light, which was not possible before. So maybe you want to check out the cubes, if you like. Just put it here. Maybe you. It's super easy. And in the Homey app, you can write little programs. But it's not like programming, it's just like if this and that, I say, if this happens, this trigger happens, then this should happen. If the temperature rises above a certain level, my thermostat should stop heating. As easy as this is. And with our prank cube, we have a very big focus on privacy. So all data that is gathered from all the devices is only stored on our Homey. It never accesses any cloud. It's just local, which is very important for us. So yeah, that's it. That's Homey. A super easy and super modular smart home station.
Very fun. Thank you very much for introducing us to Homey. Anyone who didn't know? Very cool idea. What about Derivo? What have you guys got? Just give us a brief overview before we start our talk.
Okay, I'm the co-founder of Derivo, a company that helps other companies or organizations facing the challenges of more and more growing complex and distributed data pools with the help of semantic technologies. And what I'm trying to pitch today, very briefly, is an application I've called Reasonable Visual Analytics for Big Data. And that's something which combines semantic technologies with visual analytics. Semantic technologies add meaning to data. Think of a rule that encodes some piece of domain knowledge directly at the object within a database or within a table of a database, and that is executed each time you access this data object. And these semantic technologies are well understood. They draw on decades of research and knowledge representation. They provide standards such as the RDF format or the web ontology language. They enhance data quality a lot. So whenever a data object is in conflict with such a rule I mentioned before, then the backend comes up and gives you a hint on that. And they don't break with existing technology. So if you have your data already in an Oracle database, you don't have to drop them. Semantic technologies can be stacked on top of those infrastructure. And we have combined that with visual analytics, which claim to help people to understand the meaning of a whole with the help of graphical representation and an interactive user interface. They typically follow the mantra of overview first, details on demand. And in our case, they help to make implicit facts, which are derived by the semantic backend, explicitly available in the system. And for the rest of the demo, I will quickly go over our system. Here we have data from the Panama paper data set, which can be downloaded as CVS files, and we have semantically enriched them a little bit. So here, entities in Germany are those which are located in Germany. That's not stored explicitly in the backend, but we have added this rule. And if you drag and drop that on the visualization pane, then you see all the data objects, all the entities in Germany. You can see some facets of them. Some of them are still active, others are not. And if you double click on this group, then you can see other categories which can be reached by this group. Here, addresses via a relationship called address of, and then you quickly see that 21 of them share the same address in Germany, for instance. And from that point, you can expand this graph from whatever group you want in every direction, which is supported by the data. Here, you see the intermediaries of these entities in Germany. You can search this graph, for instance. Here we search for UBS, and you see that UBS is heavily involved in entities in Germany in the Panama paper. Then you can do other things. You can do filtering, for instance. You can browse through a list of objects here in order to sort them or to do some other filters. Here we do a filter on the object labels on these entities. So we are searching for entities that have invest within their label. And you see that this is just the part of the original data set, and then you can apply this filter, and this filter then also propagates through your exploration network. So it's a tool for quickly going and analyzing large volumes of complex data.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Torsten.
you.
So it's a really interesting, both of you have tools. They're very different tools. I'd like to know, what did CodeN do for you, for your business development, for your product? What were the benefits for you? Why don't you start?
The benefits, I mean, we had over the last years, we are Alumni the second time in CodeN. We started in 2012, and we had a lot of interesting contacts from all over the world. Some of them were just contacts which come by and say, oh, that's cool. Others were more productive in terms of follow-up meetings and pilot projects and so on.
So connections were a big gain for you. What about you, Timo?
Yeah, the same, absolutely the same. We still live from the connections with big firms we made in 2013. They helped us bring Homey back to what it is now. As we have been here in 2013, we had these cubes only as 3D printed prototypes, and Homey, as it is, was this stick which you had to plug into your router and stuff like that. And now, since 2014, you can buy it and use it, and we are very grateful for that opportunity we had back then.
That's very cool, and it's very cool to see laid out right in front of us your evolution as a product. I mean, that's really quite incredible in a few short years. We don't have a ton of time, so I want to give you a chance to connect with the audience. If anyone has a question, you can raise your hand. For our alumni. Otherwise, maybe you, Torsten, could start by giving some advice that you wish you had gotten, something you would give to other Coden participants.
To the new ones,
Yeah.
for instance?
Yeah.
Well, just go out and present your idea. Don't be shy. Go to everybody who is willing to listen to you and pitch your idea. Try to get their feelings about your innovation in order to make it better, faster, more efficient, whatever, to improve your business model. I think that's the only advice I can give.
Don't be shy. It's advice maybe our audience could use this afternoon. Anyone want to ask a question? No? No? The mid-afternoon slump has set in. All right, Timo, advice for the Coden.
Maybe keep going. It is a long way from coming from that to building a real product that you can sell. It takes longer sometimes than you think, and keep going. Communicate openly. Yeah, that's the big things I would say.
Communicate and connect. 2 lessons we've learned from our Coden alumni, Timo, Torsten from Codeatelier, and derivo. Thank you very much for being with us today. Let's get a round of applause for our Coden alumni. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks.